Blog Talk Radio.
What's good? You are tuned into another episode of Two Lit Tuesdays right here on Endie Fiya. I'm your host, Shanikqa. I didn't say excited, did I? I don't think I did. But nevertheless, I'm excited because you know why? 2 nights in a row. Second night, I'm back. I'm back with you guys. Yes, and I'm super, super excited. Got some news to share with you. I know if you follow me on social media, you've already seen it. For those of you who are under a rock, you may not have seen it. So let me quickly share with you. E.T. dropped this a little earlier today. I don't know, a couple hours ago. Apparently, a lot of you have been waiting for the public viewing or the public memorial, or the public quote-unquote funeral for Kobe and Gianna Bryant. And maybe you thought that was it. That was going to be the public, funeral, because I've seen people talk about, dang, black people, y'all hold people up for a minute. Like, really? Y'all thought they was going to keep this man and this, his daughter's body up for a month? Nah, come on, guys. No. All right, so the private funeral was actually held for both Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna Bryant on last Friday, February 7th, at the Pacific View Memorial Park in Corona Del Mar, California, 2 weeks after that tragic helicopter crash, alongside of 7 others. And we also know that he leaves to mourn his memory, of course, thousands of friends and followers and, family. But he is survived by his wife, Vanessa Bryant, and their 3 other children that they shared together, Natalia, who is 17, Bianca, age 3, and Capri, who is 7 months old. The public memorial, which is what most people have been talking about, will be held for Kobe and Gianna on Monday, February 24th, at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And I don't know if you follow her now or if you followed her before, whatever the case may be. I know that you've seen their symbolism in why she chose that date, 2/24/20. Number 2 was, of course, Gianna's number, 24, one of Kobe's number. And the number 20 was the number of years that he played for the Lakers and also the number of years that they were together. So a lot of symbolism, with those numbers. But again, that is the public memorial held at the Staples Center. What do they call that? The house that Kobe built, again on 2/24/20. All right? And also 3 of the other members of that horrific helicopter crash were memorialized yesterday at the Angels Stadium in Anaheim, California. They did a public memorial for the Antebelli family. He was an award-winning coach of the Orange Coast College baseball team. I didn't know that he had so many wins. I know that he won a lot, but he was known as Alto, and he won more than 700 games during his 27 years of coaching the team. Last year, he was named Coach of the Year by the American Baseball Coaches Association. His daughter also was in that crash, 14-year-old Alyssa. She attended Ensign Intermediate School in Newport Beach. Her school, as well as Gianna's, did retire their basketball jerseys. And then his wife as well, Carrie Altobelli. She was remembered as being a loyal, strong, and wholly dedicated to her husband and family. and then they leave to cherish their memory, family and friends, but also a son, an adult son, and a teenage daughter as well. So please keep those families in your thoughts and prayers. And then there was another mother and daughter, another wife, mother, sister, and then the pilot as well. So please continue to keep those families in your thoughts and prayers. Our moment of silence. All right, new singles, new music for the week. We talked briefly about those yesterday. I'm going to give you the rest of those very quickly. So we have Her, right? She has Comfortable. I did get a chance to listen to that. I kind of sort of like it. It's got to grow on me because I like her, so it'll grow on me, all right? Joyner Lucas has Revenge. Justin Bieber featuring Quavo. Intentions, I told you that was a banger, so I recommend you listen to that. Yummy, Justin Bieber already had Yummy, right? Now he has the remix to that, the Summer Walker remix with, of course, Summer Walker. Haven't heard it yet, but I like Yummy, I like Summer Walker, and I like Justin Bieber, so I think, it'll be all right. I'm going to listen to it tonight, all right? I'm going to let you know how that is Thursday. Set It Up. That's Kamaya featuring Trina. I don't know who Kamaya is. I don't know who Kamaya is, and I don't really like Trina, so somebody else can tell me how that is, all right? Know Your Worth. That's Khalid featuring Disclosure. I actually listened to that before the show. I didn't get all the way through, but if it's Khalid, I love it, so you're going to love it too. All right, Rico Nasty has I Don't Give a... Yeah, probably won't listen to that. And Sean Paul and Toby Lowe have Calling on Me. The Sean Paul, it's a banger. We already know that. All right, that's your new singles right there. For albums, nobody really dropped any albums. You like Rod Stewart? From back in the day, Rod Stewart? Crazy Wild Hair, Rod Stewart? Yeah, well, he has You're in My Head. I'm sorry, You're in My Heart on vinyl. All right, so check that out. New movies dropping this Friday. I told you guys yesterday. You got the family, you're doing a family thing for Valentine's Day. You want to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. If you're all booed up, you're all in love or whatever, you want to go see The Photograph. That's featuring Lakeith Stanfield of Atlanta and Issa Rae. If you got several boos like me, or you trying to, do the girl thing, you and your girls go out or you and your boys go out, you want to go see Blumhouse's Fantasy Island, all right? Lots of horror, lots of blood and guts. You want to go see that one. All right? Speaking of Valentine's Day, make sure if you got new music that's dropping, we need it. You know why? Saturday. We got the Anti-Valentine's Day show, remember? And we need the new music. Send it in. Monica or Siobhan will take it. endiefiya@gmail.com. It has to be music that's been released from February the 1st through February the 14th. 14th? Yeah? All right, so February 1st to the 14th. That sappy love song, you trying to catch a man, you know what I'm saying? You trying to snag that girl. That kind of music, we need that music for the Hate to Love You playlist, all right? Make sure you send it in to endiefiya@gmail.com. Also, Valentine's Day, let me see. This is all national, all right? So I know you got it in your area too. Chick-fil-A is doing heart-shaped Valentine's Day themed trays, 30-count chicken nuggets until the 29th. Chili's is doing Hearts on Fire Rita as their margarita of the month of February. All right, so the drink has Maker's Mark bourbon. It's got Fireball cinnamon whiskey. It's got some tequila. It's $5. I got 20 on that right now. I'm about to go get 4 of them. Yeah, that's Chili's. All right, Hearts on Fire Rita. Red Lobster started on yesterday. You get a half a dozen Cheddar Bay biscuits if you go to redlobster.com. You can go pick it up or have it delivered to your loved one's door. They'll put it in a little heart-shaped box if you want it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Let me see what else we got. Denny's. Here we go. You engaged on a budget? You headed to Las Vegas and you want to get hitched? You can do it for free at Denny's Chapel on Valentine's Day between noon and 6 p.m. You get the man who's going to marry you. You get the certificate. You get the reception with pancakes, champagne, and drink specials. Boom. Can't beat it. Hooters, we talked about them yesterday. And that's all I'm going to give you for right now. All right? I'll give you some more on Thursday. I'm trying to hook you all up. All right? Single people that got booze, I'm trying to hook all y'all up for Valentine's Day. Okay? You know how we do here on Too Lit Tuesdays on Endie Fiya. This evening, my very, very special guest is none other than two-time best-selling Amazon author, freelance creativity consultant, and writer, Shanikqa Canty. She's a native of Brooklyn, New York, and it is her passion to assist those with creative endeavors rise up from the ashes and tell their personal stories. Miss Canty also serves in a position as a content creator for churchinyourpocket.tv. As she continues to grow in her passion and calling for serving others through the power of creativity, she just wants everyone to know that they are a creative being. She has helped so many since 2015 publish and tell their stories by using the power of their imagination and not being overwhelmed by the thoughts that come. In the near future, you can expect to see Miss Canty relaunching her podcast, writing more books, and doing workshops nationwide to assist individuals with honing in on their creative intelligence. Endie Fiya, listening audience, I present to you this evening my very, very special guest, two-time best-selling Amazon author, freelance creativity consultant, and writer, Miss Shanikqa Canty. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I am well. Thank you. I'm going to get it out because, I do it behind the scenes, but I tend to forget to do it publicly. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. Again, you could have been anywhere, but you're giving so freely of your time to be here with myself and my listening audience to share so much about you as well as your passion. So thank you.
Not a problem.
So I want to jump right in this because I got so many questions on that creative tip, but I want to start, because I've had several best-selling authors on the show. I don't think any of them have been two-time best-selling authors, and of course, everybody in their own right is a best-selling author, but it hasn't been, notated, that I am a best-selling author. But when did you first realize that you wanted to be, a writer?
Well, I've been writing for like a really long time, and when my best friend Loretta, back in it was the summer of 2014, she was like, "Hey, we should work on a project together," and I'm like, "Okay," and then we was mapping out the storyline, but then it was I would say fall 2015, everything just came together with the resources because we both didn't know that much about self-publishing at the time. I got on a conference call, I got all the information, and I've just been running ever since then. But I've had this bone for writing since I was maybe 3 or 4. So here I am now, 28, and got a couple books under my belt.
For you, what was an early experience when you learned that language had power?
I think it began when I read Sister Soldier book, the Coldest Winter Ever.
Coldest Winter Ever?
Yes, I was that's the mother book of all, I guess, urban fiction, if you want to put it like that. And I was wait, this is really, really good. I've always had a passion for reading. That's one thing me and my mother, we definitely share in common. And I was I think I could do this. And my friend Loretta was okay, Shanikqa, just do it. And I'm I don't know. She's all right, so let's just collaborate. And then that's how Business of Love was actually birthed, my very first book.
Let's talk about your very first book. What was the process like writing that for you?
It was very tedious because I didn't know what was going on. I was just okay, I just have this character, Kina, and just taking a couple of life experiences and just really noticing, as you're a young woman, making your foot in the world and, you're still trying to, have a relationship with someone, just a companionship. So it was a lot of factual stuff embellished a lot. And Yeah, it just started just rolling. The ideas just started rolling, and then on Veterans Day 2015, it was birth, business or life.
Hmm. What would you say would have been the most, or at that time was the most difficult part during that process?
When it's like a lot of resources is limited to you, so it's like you really have to do like diligent research. Everyone learns through trial and error. So it was mainly like just making sure, you have what you need to present the product to the marketplace.
And so moving forward, when it came to writing your second book, were you able to see growth in yourself from the time that you wrote, your first book, the time in between, and then when that second book was published?
Yeah, I did see a lot of growth, but of course, I guess not having the level of discernment that I have now, it was still a lot of error that was made. But the book was released. That would be Their Vow. That was the second book that I released. It was February 2016. So it was maybe like 2.5 months after Business of Love came out. It's like, you connect with people on social media and, they have their ducks in a row, but, still being young and not really being very knowledgeable at that point. Well, I wouldn't say I was like taken advantage of, but there was a lot of corrections that could have been made before the book came out. But I was like, you know what? I have this product. Let me just release it. The response was great when it came out. A lot of people still supported, just because it was me and, when they see you doing things. So it was definitely a lot of trial and error through those first two books being published. But it was fun overall.
You mentioned a word in the very beginning of that response, discernment. How important is it for you to be able to let me back up. What's your genre? What genre do you write under?
Well, I write under fiction, like contemporary romance, regular romance. So it's like two genres that I write in.
How important is your faith when it comes to your writing?
My faith is very important. Sometimes, a thought may come and, sometimes we're not always obedient. And then that's where a lot of the error comes in at. Because you're like, okay, I have this idea and let me just roll with it. But, when it's not truly in alignment with what God has called you to do, yeah, it's not a pretty picture. It's really not.
So, which leads me back to the mentioning of the word discernment and how important it is to be able to know the right time to do what you need to do.
Discernment is very important because, a lot of people, they may see the responses that you have, from shares on social media or your interactions or the mutual friends, and they'll play on that. They really, really will. And they're like, oh, okay, I see her moving and shaking, so let me just try to collaborate just because. And they don't have any positive agendas behind it. And, me at the time, I was maybe, oh my gosh, like I would say maybe 22, 23. So I was like back and forth in my faith at that point. So I was just like, okay, because I'm like, I naturally love connecting with people and, really supporting people like the best way I know how. So a lot of people, they really played on that. And as like the years went by, a lot of things popped up. Hey, do you know X, Y, and Z? Oh, I was working on this project with them and I experienced this. And I'm like, well, I experienced the same thing. So like when people mention like certain names to me, oh, do you know this person? I'm like, just be careful. Definitely pray. because, I've experienced this, not saying it's going to be your personal experience, but 9 times out of 10, the person ended up having the same experience. So, definitely, praying, researching, and, trusted people that because, we could have best friends on Facebook that we've never met, but, we trust their judgment because a mutual, genuine connection was made. And, I'll just, ask around like, hey, do you know this person? Have you worked with them? Like, what was your experience like? Because I believe discernment comes in so many ways. It's praying, but it's like faith in action,
Right. Writers are often encouraged to write what they know. Have your real life experiences impacted the stories or the books that you write about?
Yes, they have, especially when it comes to because I live in Brooklyn. You see a lot of females portraying things that they aren't. That's one thing I don't do. I'm like, what you see is what you get. If I'm hungry and I want a honey bun, I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat a honey bun. But anyway, people, they see you doing everything online and even offline, and it's especially like in like the relationship sector, it's just the mindset. And I'm like, okay, if we're not on the same page mentally, this is not gonna work out. So like a lot of my books like came from like my personal romantic life. And that hasn't been too great lately, but I'm praying for change in Jesus' name, being completely honest. So I'm like, okay, Shanikqa, you got the power to write. Let's write a nice little love story for you. Maybe down the road, but not now. But like I said, I've embellished a lot. I've never done anything to like defame like anyone's name. It's just the inspiration, like life experiences were like the inspiration behind a lot of like the books that I've written.
When you sit down to write a story, do you know how it's going to end? Like, describe your writing process.
I know how some people, they'll have like their protagonist, their antagonist, their climax. I don't write like that. I notice when it comes to writing, I have a very unconventional way. It's not planned.
Do you use an outline?
So I don't. I tell everyone else, I'm like, you need an outline. You have to, like, have your characters identified and stuff. But I'm like, to me, when it's planned out, I'm like, I don't know. I've always end up, like, going a whole nother way. So I don't have an outline. I'm just, like, whatever comes, and it just flows together.
How do you stay disciplined and not get distracted when you're writing?
Yeah, see, that's another thing I'm definitely working on. It's like, it was like a spur of the moment, because it was like the first couple of books that were written, I was working actually in Lower Manhattan, and I was blessed to like be working a shift when the buildings was closed, so I always had my phone or my tablet. So I'm like, I was just write as it came, like the thoughts came. So it was like between my laptop and my phone, I'm like, that's how it came. And like, I didn't have in the beginning, I tried having a set schedule and it didn't work. So I was like, you know what? I could be walking down the block and I'll just like send a text message to myself and copy and paste it to the Google, like my Google Docs note that I had. So I don't have a set schedule. I know moving forward is definitely important. Don't follow what I do, whoever's listening. If you want to publish a book, don't do that. You have to find what works for you. And I could be walking down the block and I'll see a little child running from their parent and I'll get inspired from that. So it's like a fly by the moment inspiration is how I write.
All right, so what is, for those who may not know, what is a creativity consultant?
Okay, so we live in a world where I guess creativity has been categorized for people that's only, like artists, dancers, rappers, artists. And I'm like, no, anyone with a creative with an imagination, you're creative. And it's not just limited to those certain select people. And I guess I've been like saying this since like 2016. I'm like, if you have a imagination, you are a creative. And where I come in at is any idea that you may have, will sit down together to make sure, this, you get clarity on if this is the project you want to be focusing on, whether you're a college student, you're a single mom who wants to find a way to get your children to bed on time. So I'm just pretty much like, I guess, like a brainstorming kind of person. And I'll like research and get you those resources that you need. So that's what a consultant does. You just give the person the resources that they need to move forward with whatever project that they're endeavoring to do.
And I know this may be on the hearts and minds of many that are listening. Are you certified?
I am not. I am a certified life coach through the American Union of NLP, but it's because you don't really need a license to be a consultant. It's just like, as they say, documentation beats conversation. And I mean, anyone can be a consultant in any certain area that they have true proven results in. That's why it's
how
like,
are you
I
able
say,
to
like,
pull?
it's freelance.
How are you able to pull? Like, how do you and don't think that I'm badgering you. I want to know, how are you able to pull, because this has to be documented. How are you able to pull from others? Because there are points or there are times in people's lives when they have creative juices that are continuously flowing in, and then, they may have weak moments when all of this dies down. How are you able to build this back up in people or pull this out of individuals?
You have to acknowledge the fact that everyone is human. We're going to have our ups and down moments. And like I say, I just really encourage the person and make sure I'm like, is this the project that you want to be focusing on? Why do you want to focus on this? Why is this of other importance to you to release into the marketplace or wherever you want to release this creative endeavor to it? And we just simply have a conversation, like as if we were like a homegirl, homeboy, or whatever you want to call it. And we just simply just having an honest conversation. And then I'm like, as people speak, you're always going to hear key things that stand out. And then you just start to gather more questions from there. And then at the end, you're like, okay. And then when you reiterate everything back to them, but not in a question format, they like, it's like that light bulb goes off like, oh, okay. It's sort of kind of like having a therapy session without medication at all. It's like, I'm just listening. I'm giving you your diagnosis.
So what you just outlined, are those the techniques that you employ, or do you have? Now, you said you don't have an outline when you write, but say you have a workshop that you're teaching, or, you have a group session maybe, or you have one-on-one time that consulting with an individual. Are there specific techniques that you employ when you're consulting, or is it just I kind of get the feel for the individual and we just kind of roll from there?
I definitely get the feel of the individual. Before you speak to a person, you always ask them, what's the project that they want to do? What areas are they struggling with? So, we're utilizing our time to the maximum. And there is a guidebook that I actually had created some years ago that I'll email to the person. So when they send it back, it has that structured outline. Like I said, what works for me won't work for somebody else. So it's like there is tools that are in place, but if a person is sort of kind of like, well, I really don't know at the moment, then I'm like, okay, that's where it comes to using discernment. Like, okay, maybe this person is sort of kind of like me. They're free for all. So, I mean, there is structure definitely in place when a person wants to work with me, or like it's just simply like, I don't know. So
if you have that individual that's like, I don't know, And as I mentioned earlier, you have the person who's very creative, but they lost all motivation to do anything. How do you find it within you to not only keep yourself motivated, but encourage and inspire that other individual through what you do?
It all just comes down to really asking them, those key questions and asking them, what's the importance of this project behind, what you want to do. And it's as a person is talking, 9 times out of 10, their own personal motivation will start coming back. Because, it's a person may have an idea to do something, but then it's things are not playing out how they want it to play out. And that's why I said it just all goes back to just having that first initial conversation. Because it's sometimes when you're speaking to a third party, a person that really doesn't know about your situation, and then it's like I said, that light bulb will go off. And then it's they start getting their own selves excited again. Because, it's okay, you're asking me this question, why is this project important? Why I want to release it? And then it's as they're talking, their own self-motivation to start coming back.
Nice. What is creative intelligence?
Creative intelligence, it's actually a part of an article that I found online. I forgot the website, but I'll definitely reference it to anyone who wants to connect with me on social media. And creative intelligence is just using the power. Well, my definition is using the power of your imagination to bring forth this idea. My ideas may not be in alignment with someone else, but it's just activating that creative part of you, just really being able to just sit down and to just think an idea through, before you start putting physical action behind it. So that's my definition of creative intelligence.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya. Two-Hit Tuesdays with your girl, Nakia, and my very, very special guest, 2-time best-selling Amazon author and freelance creativity consultant, Shanikqa and Canty. This right here is Melody Star on Go.
Triple threat with the checks, I'm on go. On the road, show to show. Charchella on the track, let's go. They call me Weird Kid, my grades are big lit. I'm cold as ice with the flips and the skin twist. Stage lights flash, camera lights flash. I pop my color twice when the paparazzi pass. Charchella to the front, please. Hey, raise your hands if you with me. Hey. I'm 6 years old, they don't believe me. But I'm about to have these charts in a frenzy. On go. From a to before I score, on go. Said I do a mil this year, I'm on go. Nice flow, my clothes. Triple threat with the checks, I'm on go. On the road, show to show. Charchella on the track, let's go. And Star, Child Bella. I super snap, now they call me Starchella. I rock fresh kick, riding pink whip. Got the ice out, Mickey Mouse drip on my wrist. Sky the limit, she came to win it. They on the gram, hitting ours when I finish. Lil' Miss Unstoppable, fall off impossible. Big 22s on the lap when I flop to know. On go. From a to before I score, on go. Said I do a mil Triple threat with the checks, I'm on go. On the road, show to show. Charchella on the track, let's go. Charchella on the track, let's go.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lavina Lai here with you guys on Endie Fiya Radio, hosted by Nakia, playing only the hottest music, and of course me.
Thank you. That was Lavina Lai, our 2019 Best Pop Song winner. Yes, and Miss Melody Starr, 7-year-old. What is she? Hip hop artist, entertainer, model, actress. Yeah, she's doing it all. If you're in the Toronto, Canada area, this weekend in Toronto at the Kids Fest in Toronto, Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th, and Monday the 17th, you can catch Melody Starr at the Toronto Kids Fest at International Center. For more information, you can look out for Melody Starr at www.kidsfestto.com. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia. And Too Late Tuesdays with my very special guest, two-time best-selling Amazon author, Miss Shanikqa Canty. Now, you know I said I was going to mention this, right? About this Q, missing this U in your name. I got to do it. I got to do it. Every time I read your name, I look for the Q. And, guys, I don't know if you've seen her name spelled out or not, but if you put the Q in it, you know, that's going to make her name say Shanikqa, right? Not Shanikqa. But I swear I have never seen a Q without a U. You know, my name starting with a Q, that just, and I thought for the longest, I'm like, I'm spelling it wrong because it has to be a U, but I know it's not a U because it's not Shanikqa. So, like when you was younger and you had to write your name, and when you learned that the U must follow the Q in school, did that bother you at all to write your name without a U? I mean, I know that you always wrote your name without a U, but, you know, certain things that you learned that in school. You learned that U, you know, like I before E, except that's the C, you know, that U always follows that Q. So did that, you know, trip you up at all? Because that would, like, freak me out.
It didn't trip me up at all. It just annoyed me a lot when people say Shanikqa. I'm like, my name is not Shanikqa, it's Shanikqa. They're like, well, where's the U? My mother didn't put a U in it, obviously. So, yeah, it's Shanikqa. I'm like, oh, my gosh, especially at, like, you know, when, you know, you meet people for the first time and they're like, Shanikqa? I'm like, no, it's Shanikqa. They're like, oh, I'm like, just call me Miss Canty. It's totally fine.
Right. I already know them people. Shanikqa.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just, like, keep a smile on my face, but in my head, I'm like, well, I couldn't be like a Mary Beth or something, but I'm like, hey, right. I'm a Shanikqa. All the Shanikqas.
Right. So I want to know more about Church in Your Pocket.
Okay, so churchinyourpocket.tv is a platform that was launched by Apostle Stephen J. Newton. He is the visionary founder and the senior pastor of the Kingdom Center Global. They have churches in Dallas, India, Virginia, Shreveport, Louisiana, where Shreveport Bossier is their location. And it's just, he's just following a vision that God gave him to, you know, connect people to Jesus more accessibly, you know, using the power of technology. So there are sessions that are led by, you know, campus pastors, personal growth strategists, and, you know, you could just go to churchinyourpocket.tv, hit connect now, and you'll be able to go click on different sessions that different individuals are going to be releasing. They're, you know, no more than like an hour long. And it's really fun because, you know, now you have a lot of people that work on Sundays, and church is not traditional anymore. Like, you know, right. I say God is a God of order, not tradition. And Apostle Steve, he's just really, utilizing the power of technology to get more people connected to the Word of God. And he's been my spiritual father since 2015. And he messaged me on Facebook like, hey, you want to be a part of what we have going on, because he know my love for writing. And I was honored because, he's connected to so many amazing people. And the fact that he approached me, I was just, like, super humble. And I'm just excited to see what's about to come about, and, just having more people being able to use the power of the Internet to be connected to a global community that's really out here using the Word of God to help change lives in communities, like as a collective.
Awesome. So what products or services will you be able to offer to Church in Your Pocket TV, or .tv?
I'll be serving as a content creator, pretty much, helping, release blogs on, releasing your creativity, and just really telling people, that we are created in the image of God, and we have that same God-given power and ability to do what He's called us to do here in the earth. So, helping create devotionals. There's a lot of things that's still being worked on and released, and, just really, following Apostle Steve, his leading on, what, like, as the overall vision, really respecting, what he's doing. So it's all, like, instruction-based and just going from there.
And how do you feel that what you're going to be able to bring to this organization is going to make it better?
Just having an outlet to, maybe just, really encourage individuals, that may be in the faith that's maybe strayed away, and just encouraging them to let them know, you are created in the image of God. He's giving you the same, power and authority to create. And, like, for people that are Christians, when you read the first chapter from Genesis, God saw that there was a void in the earth, and He used His creative power and spoke a word and released it. And here we are now, over thousands of years later.
In all of your many roles, how would you measure success? Or how do you measure success?
Success is what you deem as successful, whatever makes you sleep well at night, being a great source of encouragement. That's how I measure success, not monetarily. It's about the impact that you're able to make on the world in your own personal right. So that's how I definitely measure success, in doing things for a cause and not for an applause.
And do you feel that if the world looked at or had that same idea of the measurement of success that you did, that the world would be a better place?
I really think so, because, we live in a very fast-paced world. Everyone's, always, I know money is a resource, and
right.
It can help you get a lot of things done. But if we just really had, like, a cause of the reason behind why we do things, it probably wouldn't be so much strife. People won't feel like they're in competition with anyone. Because I think it's a quote I'm always seeing online, and it's like, the only person you should be in competition with is a person that you see in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Target competing with Chick-fil-A.
Right, right.
People who love them, they're gonna go after it. And it's just about, like, the power of genuinely connecting and being able to make things happen. Like, I think it was just released, I don't know if it was today or some time ago. It was sometime in this past couple of days of February. We look at T-Mobile and Sprint. They just spent $50 billion to merge together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like there's really no competition. I mean, if you say, well, I think this person is in competition with me, I'm like, well, have they physically came up to you, or have you heard anybody saying, X, Y, Z is in competition with you? I'm like, I've never had anyone personally come up to me and say, hey, Shanikqa, my book is going to be better than the ones that you've written. So I think it's sometimes just like in your head a lot, this person is better than me. I'm like, okay, that's your personal opinion. I'm just going to, there's a lane for everybody. There's enough abundance to go around for everybody.
What was the last thing that you learned?
The last thing that I learned is definitely move at your own pace. I know we live in like a fast-moving world, especially with the power of technology, and, we may want to compare ourselves to people that we see online, but at the end of the day, we don't know the backstory to what those people really went through if they haven't like vocally shared. So just definitely going at your own pace, and I'm definitely speaking to myself right now because I've been like so focused on my personal life, and a lot of things has transpired from like late 2016 to like late 2019, and I've just like got so consumed with my own personal affairs. And you'll go online. Well, I'll go online personally, and I'll see something like, oh my gosh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should have all of these systems in place. And then my therapist always have to remind me, Shanikqa, you've accomplished a lot at such a young age. So she's like, just take a minute, get your personal things in order. But it's things, they come into alignment when you come in to alignment with your own self. Like your inner being is on point, or they say on fleek. So yeah.
Okay. And what was the last thing that you taught someone?
The last thing I taught someone, oh Lord, it would be myself again. Just going at my own pace, and I truly believe once you're going at your own pace and you're being true to yourself, it will others will start to see it, and it'll reflect itself. Someone may say, your energy is different. They would say, well, how did that happen? And you'll just be sharing your own personal testimony. And then, they'll like, okay, maybe I could try that and see if it'll work for me. If not, there's something that works for everyone.
All right. So I want you to take the last thing that you learned. Moving at your own pace, being able to do a self-assessment, understanding the power of, technology, not making yourself comparable to anyone else. And the last thing that you taught someone, which was yourself, doing that self-assessment, being able to go at your own pace, combine the two of those. And for someone who may be listening now who says, I'm a creative being, and I have books on books on books on books that are stored in my laptop, that are stored on my phone, that are written in notebooks, and one day I'm going to get them out. Or, they're an aspiring artist, and the same thing. They have pages upon pages and pages of lyrics, and one day they're going to get them out. But they're in this rut right now, but they're listening to this show, and they need that little bit of inspiration to push them to the next level. Take the last thing that you learned and the last thing that you taught, and talk to that individual and offer them some words of encouragement and inspiration to get them out of that rut into the next level.
I'll definitely say, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I've heard it in a movie that I was watching. I think it was a movie with Hilary Duff. And definitely your testimony is your empowerment because you are empowered by your struggles. So it's like, take a moment to just go through those pages upon pages that you may have and see what really speaks to you. And just start from somewhere. Nothing is going to be perfect, but the main thing is there's power in starting it and just not being stagnant and being scared. Like if we remain scared, how are we going to move forward? Like, for example, back in August of 2016, I left my job I was at for 2 years, had like $1,500 in my pocket, and I moved to Orlando by myself. No family. I didn't know anybody besides my friend Loretta. But even after she left and went to North Carolina, I still remained down there for like a year and a half before I came back to New York due to personal reasons. But you just got to start somewhere. And it may seem like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, but you just got to take that safe step and just watch God work from there, or whatever you believe in. Just watch that higher power that you believe in just go before you. And if you are a Christian, you know, we know that the righteous steps of a man are ordered by the Lord. So if you trust and believe in him, know that he's going to order your steps and not lead you wrong.
There you have it. And guys, remember, when I say this on every show, because that question right there, or a combination of that question, always opens up, you know, our guests just a little bit more. They go a little bit deeper and they drop those gems that you need. So don't just sit on them, right? When they give you this information, you need to grasp on to all of that, and you need to make it applicable to all parts of your life, not just, you know, that creative side, you know, as an author or as an artist. You need to make it applicable to every part of your life. Don't just sit on it. I'm telling you, you know, a lot of these people have gone through it, trial and error. They've gone through it, so they know. So they're speaking from knowledge. So again, grasp onto it and make it applicable to all parts of your life. All right. Is there anything that your brand does in the community where you're located? Do you have a platform or anything?
Right now, I am connected with Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association, and they're based in New York City. I love Shashina. That is my business mama, and she's been with me like every step of the way ever since I've connected with her. And they do fabulous events in New York. I believe she's having one coming up in March, and, you know, really assisting those, you know, that want to be business owners, aspiring. And I would just say definitely connect with Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association if you're in New York City, and make some things happen. There's also Grown Girls New York City. They're based out in Long Island. And Yolanda Brathwaite is the president, and she has some great things happening as well. So I'm glad to say I'm connected with both of those organizations, and I've had the pleasure of working with both of them, and they're doing great things. So if you definitely want to be connected and you're in New York, I would definitely give them a shout out. Well, look them up on social media.
As while we're also talking about Real Sisters Rising, Shashina's also doing a blog feature for Valentine's Day. She wants to feature 20 business women on her blog. And if you're interested in being featured, you can, submissions are due by tomorrow, right? But you can go to the rsrwva.co.network, and more information will be posted there. If not, I'll post it after the show. If you're interested, I probably already shared it. Matter of fact, I'll share it now. If you go to Facebook, you'll be able to see it. And if you're interested, and it's really quick, really short. The answers, the questions are really, really, I think it's like 6 or 7 questions. She really wants short responses. But if you're interested in having your business featured for the Valentine's Day feature on her blog, here's your opportunity. All right? So shout out to Shashina for this connection right here. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up to you now, Shanikqa, so that you can go ahead and get all of your contact information out for those who may be listening live, for those who may come back and listen to one of the many playback shows. The floor is now yours to get all of your contact info out. Anyone who's interested in purchasing your books, if you have any speaking engagements coming up, if you have workshops coming up, if they want to connect with you for, to be their creativity consultant, now's the floor. So now's the time for you to go ahead and get that information out. The floor is now yours.
Well, they can definitely connect with me on Facebook at Shanikqa and Canty. Just search my name from the bio that's listed. And you can connect with me on Instagram at I am Shanikqa. That's IAMSHANIKQA. There is no U. And they could also like my page on Facebook, Canty Creates Publishing. It's Canty Creates is one word, then publishing. And I'm also on Snapchat at I am Shanikqa.
Did you give your Instagram already?
Yes, I did. I am Shanikqa.
I missed that.
And also, if you want,
I must have blinked. I blinked and missed that.
It's okay. It's Instagram again. It's I am Shanikqa, IAMSHANIKQA, and also all my books are on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and Kindle, and they're all under my real name, Shanikqa. Don't forget the middle initial N, Canty.
No Q. No Q. I heard you.
No,
I heard
it is
you when
a
you
Q.
said it because you said no Q. That's why I missed it, because I laughed when you said no Q, and that threw me all off right there.
See, I'm messing myself up. It's no U. Just
no U.
N-I-K-Q-A.
What I say? No Q? No U.
No U. See,
no
my own
U.
name confuses
No
me
U.
sometimes. But
all right, guys. SHANIKQA. The letter N. QA. No Q. No U. The letter N. Canty with a C, not a K. Y'all got it? Don't worry. I'll be following up. I'll be posting. You'll be able to keep in contact with Shanikqa, no U, Canty. All right? Y'all got it? If y'all got it, I got it. All right? Thank you so much, Shanikqa, for joining me this evening. Guys, make sure that you're right back here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. We will have a performer, R&B singer, and songwriter out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He goes by the name of Sitch. Kind of excited to have him here. He's a little cutie, guys. Then back here on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Anti-Valentine's Day Show, hosted by yours truly, co-hosted by Miss Saved and Sexy herself, Susie P. Newton. You know, I don't know if that's her middle name or not, but that's what I gave her. You know, Huey P. Newton. She's Susie P. Newton. All right. Again, we need those songs. So for you all who are dropping those, you know, those sappy love songs or whatever, we need those to go in the Hate to Love You playlist for Saturday. Okay. So make sure you email those to either Monica or Shaban at endiefiya@gmail.com. Make sure that you're following the show on all social media at Endie Fiya. Make sure you're following me, the Girl in Motion, on all social media at GRLNMOTION. Subscribe to the website, www.endiefireradio.com. What are we doing this month? Trying to get subscribers on YouTube? Yes. All right. So just plug in Endie Fiya on Google. You'll find us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. We got to get those numbers up, all right? We're waiting on letters from iHeartRadio any day now, all right, guys? So we got to get numbers up all across the board for subscribers and followers. Downloads look good. They look hella good. The checks prove all of that. We just need to get the subscribers and the followers up, all right? So until Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys have a good night. Hey, y'all send a prayer out for your boy Jesse Smollett. Y'all heard the news? 6. He's indicted on 6 counts. Yeah, I know. Sucks. See you guys on Thursday.